Hello and welcome back in our knowledge area learning series. Today we will be covering the project stakeholder management. Till now we have covered the 9 out of the 10 knowledge areas. The knowledge areas we have covered till now are integration management, scope management, schedule management, cost management, quality management, resource management, communication management, risk management, procurement management. If you guys missed our previous videos, you guys can find the link of the previous videos in our comment section, and you guys can subscribe and watch our YouTube channel ASL Learnings. Today we will be covering the stakeholder management. So in stakeholder management, we have the four processes: identify stakeholders, plan stakeholders management, manage stakeholders engagement, monitor stakeholder engagement. So let's get started. Topic for today, which is project stakeholder management. We need to understand the dynamics associated with the stakeholders. Who are the stakeholders for a project? Why should we engage with the stakeholders? There may be the different kind of stakeholders. Some of the examples of the different classification of stakeholders are: the stakeholders can be the decision makers, and they may make or break the project. Some stakeholders have nothing to do with the project, but they make or create a lot of noise in the project. Stakeholders, another classification is stakeholders who may be impacted by the project. Keywords for understanding the project stakeholder management are: it identifies the group or people or organizations that could impact or be impacted by the project; to analyze the stakeholder expectations and the impact on the project; develop the strategies for engaging the stakeholders in an effective manner while making the project decisions and executions. So project stakeholder management has the four processes. Each process in the initiating process group, planning process group, executing process group, monitoring and controlling process group. Process under the initiating process group is identify stakeholders. Process in the planning process group is plan stakeholder engagement. Process in the executing process group is manage stakeholder engagement. And the process in the monitoring and controlling process group is monitor stakeholder engagement. So first process in the project stakeholder management is identify stakeholders. Keywords for identify stakeholders is it's a part of the initiating process group. Identify stakeholders is the process of identifying the different classification of the project stakeholders. It also analyzes and documents the stakeholders' interest, how much involvement, what are their interdependencies, how much influences of the each stakeholder, and what is the potential impact on the project success. Key benefits are: it enables the team to identify the focus for engagement of each stakeholder or group of stakeholders. The outputs of identify stakeholder process are stakeholder register. In stakeholder register, we mention the identification information, we assess the information, and we mention what is the classification of the stakeholders. Another output is change request, project management plan updates, and project document updates in the form of assumption log, issue log, risk register. The second process in the project stakeholder management is plan stakeholder engagement. Plan stakeholder engagement is a part of the planning process group. This process is developing the approaches to involve the stakeholders based on their needs, expectations, interests, and the potential impact on the project. This process in plan is developed early in the project life cycle and is reviewed and updated regularly whenever there is a change in the stakeholder community. Key benefits are: it provides a plan to interact effectively with the stakeholders. Output for the plan stakeholder engagement is stakeholder engagement plan. So stakeholder engagement plan is also the component of the project management plan. It describes who is the stakeholder and what are their expectations, what are their engagement requirements. It also helps in identifying and documenting the strategies and actions so that we can effectively engage the stakeholders in decision making and the execution of the project. Some of the examples of strategies are: when should we meet the stakeholders, how often we meet, what is our communication channel, what are the objectives of the stakeholder engagement. Stakeholder engagement plan can be the formal or informal based on the needs of the project. The third process is manage stakeholder engagement. In manage stakeholder engagement is a part of the executing process group. In this process, we prepare the communicate and work with the stakeholders to meet their needs and expectations. We address their issues. We foster the appropriate stakeholder involvement. Key benefit of managed stakeholder engagement are: it allows the project manager to increase support and minimize the resistance from the stakeholders. The outputs of the managed stakeholder engagement is change request. In change request can emerge whenever there is a change in the project and product scope. Project management plan updates in the form of update of communication management plan and stakeholder engagement plan. Project document updates in the form of update of lesson learned register, issue log, change log, stakeholder register. The last process in the project stakeholder management is monitor stakeholder engagement. Monitor stakeholder engagement process is a part of monitoring and controlling process group. In this process, we monitor the relationships of the different project stakeholders. We tailor the strategies for engaging the stakeholders and modify their engagement strategies and plans. Key benefits are: it maintains or increases the efficiency and effectiveness of the engagement activities of the different stakeholders as the project evolves and its environmental changes. Key outputs of the monitor stakeholder engagement processes: work performance information. In work performance information, we describe what is the current status of the stakeholder engagement and what is their desired and expected level. Second output is change request. In change request, we describe corrective and preventive actions to improve the current level of stakeholder engagement. Project management plan updates in the form of update of communication management plan, stakeholder engagement plan, resource management plan, or any other subcomponent of the project management plan. Project document updates in the form of update of lesson learned register, issue log, stakeholder, and risk register. I hope you enjoyed our video. Thanks for your continuous support. If you have any doubts or clarification, feel free to write in our comment section and we will reply them at the earliest. Do look out for more videos in our playlist and subscribe to our YouTube channel ASL Learnings, and happy learning.